Yes, good evening to everyone. Let's start today's session. So in this session, I'm going to discuss about complete introduction to Python. And this session is belongs to Python plus Django package. Okay, yes.
Good evening, sir.
So yeah, good evening, good evening. Just please, yeah. So in this session, I'm going to discuss Python introduction. And before going to start introduction to Python, I would like to tell about session details. So this session is completely belongs to Python plus Django package. And in these sessions, I'm going to cover Python, complete Python core and advanced Python and Django web development framework also. And first 45 days, I'm going to cover complete Python, core and advanced Python. And then next 45 days, I'll start with Django framework. Yes. So first Python programming language is compulsory required. So to develop Django applications. So I strongly recommend to learn Python with Django or else according to your requirement. So suppose if you need only Python, then you can join only Python. Okay, that's enough. So 45 days I'll take to complete Python core and advanced and 45 days Django application. Without Python knowledge, you can't move to Django. So Django is completely web application development. In this Django, I'm going to cover HTML and CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, and Bootstrap. These all required for Django web application development because these are UI technologies. So complete web page designing, website designing purpose, compulsory UI technologies are required along with Django framework with programming language Python. Okay, so when I start after completion of Python Django, then in this Django sessions, I'll cover basics of HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, and Bootstrap also before going to continue with Django web application development. Okay, so this is our plan, and also every day the same session time is 5 to 6 p.m. Indian time, and that every session is going to be recorded, and same session recorded video I'll send to your Google Drive along with soft copy of material. Okay, so and sessions are going to be continuously happen like from Monday to Saturday. Only Sunday is the holiday. So this is session details, and let's enter into main part of Python introduction. So to learn Django and Python is compulsory required, and using Python only we can develop Django web application development, as I said. So Python is compulsory required. So I'm going to cover today just basic introduction of Python. What is Python and why Python? Why Python is required from other languages? Okay, we have already existed languages. Why don't we go for that languages? Okay. So first of all, what is Python? What is Python? So Python is a programming language. Yes, it's everybody knows that Python is a programming language. If you take any programming languages are used to develop applications. So here Python is also a programming language which is used to develop different types of applications, different types of applications. Yes, using Python we can develop different types of applications. Yes, it is a programming language.
Uh,
Yes, please, I request you please mute
wait,
from your side, all of you, Mr. Anand. Yeah. So if you have any doubts, you just type in your chat box. Okay. So don't open your mic. Just I'm trying to avoid the noise. So because this is also is going to be recorded, that's not good. If you have any doubt, you can type in chat box. Or else after completion of class, just you open your mics and you just ask me. Okay. Yes. And so Python is a programming language, but what kind of programming language it is? Yes. So Python is a general purpose programming language. What is the meaning of general purpose? General purpose means Python is Python is for different applications, not only a specific kind of applications. So it's not a specific application type, it's a general purpose. Means using Python we can develop any type of applications like network applications and console applications and GUI applications, web applications, data analysis applications, and embedded applications. So different category of applications we can develop. That's what it is, a general purpose programming language which can be used in anywhere. Okay, and Python is high level programming language. Python is high level programming language. What is meaning of high level? If it is high level programming language, so as a programmer, so we need not to write any explicit code for low level activities. So what are the low level activities are here? So memory management purpose. Yes, when we write programming part, compulsory our program is required some memory. Okay, that memory management purpose we need not to write any explicit code because Python is a high level programming language. It will take care all the low level activities like security and memory management. Next, Python is interpreter based programming language. Interpreter based. Okay, yes. Here I need to discuss compiler based programming languages are there. Compiler based. So compiler based like C, C++, Java, C Sharp, .NET. These are all compiler based languages. And interpreter based programming languages are there. What are the interpreter based programming languages? Okay, interpreter. So interpreter based programming languages like Python and JavaScript and shell script, HTML and so on. So what is the difference between compiler based and interpreter based? So compiler based languages means these languages, in these languages, when we write code, for example, imagine you have written some 10 lines of logic code in this C, C++, Java and C Sharp .NET languages. Whole program at a time will check and run. Whole program, how many number of lines you have written in the editor window, that whole program at a time it will check and run. That is compiler. That's what we notice that when we work with C, C++, Java and C Sharp .NET programs, when we build or compile the program, so we will notice sometimes like 5 errors, 2 errors, 3 errors, number of errors will be displayed. That means what? Whole program at a time it check. In that program, that many errors are there. That is the meaning. If no errors, then happily it will go for execute after successful compilation. But in Python programming, you never observed 5 errors, 10 errors, like number of errors. Only you will get 1 error at a time. Why? Because Python is interpreter based. Means when we write number of lines of code and when we start execution of Python program, Python is an interpreter based so that it is going to be execute line by line, line by line. So first line it will check. If it is correct, then it will move to next line. If that correct, and it will move to next line. Suppose in case in the second line there is an error, for example, then immediately interpreter will stop the execution, and in that second line what error is there, that error it will show. So that's what we'll notice, only one error. You have to rectify that error, then only have to move forward, because it is interpreter. Line by line execution is going to happen in Python. Okay, so because of interpretation, I'm saying that Python programs are execution speed wise little bit slow when compared to compiler based languages. But it's not a drawback actually. So even I can feel still line by line execution process is an advantage. Why? Because when we when we execute code, you can easily trace in which line what's going to happen internally. So easily we can able to trace and debug in Python. Okay, yes. And now coming to this, Python is dynamically typed programming language, sir. Python is dynamically typed programming language. Yes, there are two things are there. One is statically typed programming languages. These are all statically typed programming languages. And coming to this one is dynamically typed programming languages. Dynamically typed programming language, Python is. What is the meaning of statically typed and dynamically typed? Understand? So in this statically typed languages, C, C++, Java, and C Sharp.NET, if at all you want to declare a variable, okay, as a programmer, how to do that? So I have to declare first data type, after that variable name, as data type, variable name equals to value. This is the common syntax in every language, like here. Int is a data type, a is a variable name, and value is 10. Okay, so you must and should aware in these languages data type of variables, means what type of value you are going to assign to a variable. Based on this value, you have to decide the data type. For example, I'm taking float. Float b equals to like this. Okay. So if you go for example, string s equals to some name I'm giving. Can you go for integer instead of string? No, it's not possible. If you go for integer, then it will give error. So you should have a clarity of data types while working with these languages, because these are statically typed. Statically means at the time of writing code only, you should decide what type of data type of variable here based on your value. If you give wrong data type, it will give error. But I'm saying our Python programming language is dynamically typed. Dynamically typed means no need to no need to declare any data type while declaring a variable. Means in Python we should focus only just variable name. Variable name equals to value. That's it. Variable name A, value is 10. Variable name is B, value is 23.4. Variable name is S and value is 5. This is enough. Sir, did I mention any data type before A, before B, before S? No, it's not required. Why? Because I'm saying it is a dynamically typed. Meaning of dynamically typed means runtime at the time of program executions. Dynamic means runtime. Static means compile time. So while writing the program only, you have to decide data type here in these languages, C, C++, Java, C#, .NET. But when it comes to Python, it's a dynamically typed. Meaning is at the running time, automatically based on you provided value of your variables, Python internally will assign data type for this variable. That's what you no need to define any data type while declaring the variable. So what happen if I, though Python is dynamically typed programming language, if I give like this, is it allowed? No, it's not allowed, because according to Python syntax, it's wrong. It's wrong syntax. Syntax error you will get. As I said that Python is dynamically typed, so you need not to define any data type. But strictly remember, it doesn't mean that Python don't have any data types. It's having lot of data types. Okay, but only the thing is, as a programmer, you should not give at the time of declaration. At the time of running time, automatically based on your provided value for your variable, data type will be decided internally. If it is 10, integer type will be decided for A. 23.4, float type will be decided for A. For B, string type will be decided for S. But sir, as a curiosity, as a programmer, I want to know for my variable what type it is assigned. To know that, then you can go for type of A, type of B, like this. You can type it. You can get it that information clearly from program which type of data type is assigned for your variable. So type is a built-in function in Python to know which type of data type is assigned for our variables. So type A means obviously it written words are integer type, because Python it's assigned integer type of your value. And type B means it's a float type, it's written float. And type C means that is a string type. So this is the thing actually. That's what it is, a dynamically typed programming language. But existing languages are statically typed and Python is dynamically typed, we can say that. Understand? Yes, this is dynamically typed and statically typed. Python is dynamically typed programming language. And moreover, Python is case sensitive programming language, sir. It is completely case sensitive programming language. Yes, it's completely case sensitive programming language. Case sensitive means it's very simple and straightforward. If you type some variable like a value 10 in Python, you have to print this variable with a by using print function. So print is a built-in function which is used to display output. This is output function. And in case if I try to do this print capital A, is it allow? No, it's not allow, sir, because it's a completely case sensitive. That meaning is how the way you declare variable name and function name and class name, okay, any name in Python, that same way how to access. If you access in different cases, it will not work out. That's the reason I'm saying Python is a case sensitive programming language. So what is Python? Python is a programming language. Using generally programming language, we can develop different types of applications. Yes, using Python also we can develop different types of applications. Why? Because it is a general purpose programming language. Python is for general type of applications. Any type of application you can develop. It's not designed and developed for only specific category of application. Not. And what type of programming language Python means? You have to say it is a general purpose, high level, interpreter based, and dynamically typed and case sensitive programming language. Okay. Yes. Now coming to the thing, why Python? Okay, why Python? Because we have already existing languages. Okay, like C, C++, Java, C Sharp.net. Yes, Java and C Sharp.net, very powerful programming languages which are still existing into real-time application development. Then why we choose Python? So why Python became popular nowadays? So most of the programmers and most of the companies and most of the students also coming forward to learn Python. Why? What is the reason? The reason number one, simple. Python syntax are very clear and it's very simple. Anybody can understand. Even those who don't know the basic knowledge of programming as well as computer softwares, and they can also understand Python script. That is the one main reason. And moreover, other reason is Python programs are not much more complex when compared to existing languages. So whenever you look forward to syntax of Python, you just compare that syntax to existing languages. So you feel better with Python syntax because it's a straightforward, no complication syntaxes. Python syntax is very simple and straightforward. Everybody can understand. Okay. Yes. So this is one reason, only one reason. But main reason why Python became a popular programming language nowadays, which can be used in anywhere. Okay, so once you learn Python, you can use that script into anywhere. Okay, why? Because Python is having huge standard library. This is the main reason. Python is having huge standard libraries. Once we install Python software, so you will get plenty of libraries. Libraries means it's a built-in functions, collection of built-in classes, collection of built-in functions, functions, predefined classes will come by default. That means you need not to develop from the scratch. Already it's available implemented packages and libraries, everything will be there. That you have to reuse into your application wise. Which libraries are required for which application, that you have to decide. So it will be easy. That's the reason Python is going to become popular nowadays. The reason is what? Once you know Python, how to manage the script, and in any application you can use Python script. So for example, you can develop network programming also, network applications using Python script, and we can develop testing test cases also we can able to write using Python, and we can develop pure web applications using Python script. And also we can develop some data analysis applications, statistical analysis, data visualization, and machine learning, deep learning, artificial intelligence, okay, Internet of Things, even DevOps, okay, AWS. So anywhere you can take, then Python is required nowadays. Okay, once if you know as a programmer Python, there are plenty of opportunities to get a job in reality. So that is the matter of Python. So it's having huge standard library. Using Python, we can develop different types of applications. What kind of applications generally? For example, using Python, we can develop standalone or desktop applications. Standalone or desktop applications we can develop. What is the meaning of standalone or desktop application? The applications, once we develop, in which mission you install, on that particular mission only it's going to be run. So that is standalone or desktop applications. Okay, for example, console based applications are there. Console based application, it's provide completely CUI, command user interface or character user interface. And also desktop GUI is there. Yes, using Python we can build a desktop GUI. It's purely graphical user interface. Graphical user interface. Graphical user interface applications example is this one. Just for example, you can see this is Microsoft GUI, but same using Python GUI also we can able to develop this kind of windows, Notepad, Edit Plus, Word documents, like text editors we can develop using Python script with GUI. Okay, console based application means it's a common programs which we deal with C, C++ command prompt basic applications. That kind of application is console based CUI it is. And moreover, we can develop web applications, pure web applications we can develop using Python. But as I said that to implement web applications, to develop web applications using Python programming language, we need what? Django framework. So Django framework, it is completely web development framework, I said. So those who wants to develop websites and web pages, and later which can be hosted onto the server, through server, many of them they want to use, they can use Python web applications with Django framework. It's online based applications like distributed applications, like in general basis like Flipkart, Amazon, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, this kind of web applications that are all banking applications, okay, for doing online transactions. This category under comes into web application. To develop web application, you need have the strong knowledge of Python as well as Django framework. That's what these sessions are completely package session. So those who wants to learn Python plus Django, you can take package better. First initial 45 days, I used to teach Python completely core and advanced, and Django next 45 days. In this Django, in that Django, I'll cover HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, Bootstrap basics also. Okay, yes, but for some students or some developers require only Python, so they don't need Django. Then you can go for only Python course, no issues at all. As per your comfortability, you can take a package or only Python. That is your that you can decide it later. And network programming, yes, we can develop using Python network programming applications. And moreover, data analysis. Yes, Python most popular for data analysis. Even in our session also, I'll cover some data analysis or data science modules like Pandas and Matplotlib and NumPy also I'll cover. Okay, yes. So in this data analysis part, I'm going to cover later Pandas, Matplotlib, Matplotlib. This is for data analysis, Python data analysis module, and Matplotlib is for mathematical graphs or mathematical plots, data visualization purpose we use, and NumPy, that is numerical Python. So numerical Python, this is NumPy is very important module for data science or data analysis applications. We'll cover these all three modules in detail. Next, using Python, we can develop test cases also. Yes, in testing environment also, if some test engineers wants to write their code for to test their project, so then testing also we can use Python script. And moreover, artificial intelligence, AI, and next machine learning, and even deep learning, even IoT, Internet of Things, and also some gaming applications. Yes, yes, this is very important. Rapid gaming applications we can develop using Python. Yes, gaming application is possible. And also some business applications. For example, one of the client is going to give requirement to you. Then based on that, if you want to develop according to their business needs, so we can build some business applications using Python. And even embedded applications we can develop. Okay, embedded programming also we can develop, and MATLAB applications also we can develop. Different applications, not only one category. So any type of applications it's possible to develop using Python. Okay, yes. So these are the application area. Just we discuss what is Python and why Python. That's it. Okay. Next, coming to the thing. So what Internet of Things? Internet of Things, that is. Okay. Yes. IoT means Internet of Things. Next, what is the small history of Python? Just I would like to tell about history of Python. Python was designed, and developed by Python was designed and developed by Guido van Rossum. He's the man who invented Python, Guido van Rossum. Okay, the first version of Python was released in the year of 1991, and why the name Python, what is the reason behind this means, so actually the Python name was derived from a TV show. The TV show name is called Monty Python Circus. So Guido van Rossum, at the time of starting his script of Python, when he started development of Python script, there was a TV show which was broadcasted in BBC channel. The TV show name is called Monty Python Circus Show. Monty Python Circus. So that's what the name was. What we can say selected from TV show. That's what he has given for his programming language working title like Python only. That's the reason you should call Python. Okay. And Guido van Rossum was developed Python language by taking almost all programming features from different languages. For example, functional programming features from C, and object-oriented programming features from C++, and scripting language features from shell script and Perl script, like that. And Python provide multiple language pattern. That means completely we can see this. Python is structured oriented. Okay, it's completely structured oriented. Yes, we are going to discuss about complete data structures. Okay, so yeah, Mr. Venkatesh, everything you will get after completion. So please wait few minutes. Okay, so while session is in the middle, then if you ask the question, I am not able to give proper answer. So please wait till the end of the session. I'll freely I'll give the answers for your all questions. Okay, yes, hope you understand that. So no issues at all. Yes, Python is structured oriented. That means what? Actually, it's completely structured. Data structures are there. There are plenty of data structures are there. Yes, string, list, tuple, set, we have to discuss in detail. So Python is structure oriented, and also Python is functional oriented. Functional oriented. Yes, if a programming language is functional oriented, so there is a lot of advantage because reusability will be there. Yes, reusability will be there. We have to reuse the logic code what we write under the functions. So to avoid repetition of the code and to provide reusability, and one time you just write your logic code and many times you can call that same logic code into your application. That is functional oriented. And even Python is also object oriented. Yes, sir, object oriented. We are going to deal with the classes and objects for more security of our logic code than object oriented programming. So Python is structured oriented as well as functional oriented and also object oriented programming. So we will cover all those things. Okay, so in core Python we'll cover structured oriented and functional oriented programming, and when it comes to advanced Python we'll cover complete object oriented programming. Yes, object oriented programming is all features of object oriented like encapsulation, polymorphism, inheritance, abstraction, and along with that like exception handling, multi-threading, file handling. So many topics are there, very important topics which will be used in real-time implementation. Yes. Now another thing is what are the main and basic features of Pythons are here. Okay, so I would like to tell you some basic and important features. So features of Python. Features of Python. So what are the basic and important features? As I said that Python is simple and easy to learn. Yes, anybody can learn easily Python because it's having simple syntax and no complexity is there. Python is simple and easy to learn. So it's a simple programming language. When we read Python program, like I request you please read from your side, Mr. Sanjay. Yeah. Yes, Python is simple and easy to learn. This is the first feature. It's a simple programming language. When we read Python programming statements, you can feel like you are reading English statements. The syntaxes are very simple. When compared with other languages, we can write a Python program with a very less number of lines. So more readability will be there and more simplicity will be there. And even we can reduce the development and cost of the project because we will not much more time, will not spend much more time to develop the application using Python. Okay, and moreover, another important feature is Python is free and open source. Yes, it's completely free and open source. Python is completely free and open source. So we can use Python software without any license. It's completely free. So the source code of Python is completely open to anyone so that we can use that source code and we can customize the source code based on our requirement. Okay, yes. So it's a completely free and open source and you can just visit at any time official website python.org and you can quickly download Python software and start development of your application. Okay, yes. Next, another feature is Python is high level programming language. As we discussed, if it is a high level programming language and being a programmer, we are not required to concentrate low level activities like memory management and security. Okay, yes. And Python is platform independent or cross platform also. We can say that platform independent. We can say that platform independent. What is the meaning of platform independent? Once we write Python program uh, using one platform, that can be able to run on any platform without rewriting again and again. So internally, PVM, that means Python Virtual Machine, is going to responsible to convert your Python code into mission understandable format. So cross-platform or platform independent. So you can write Python code using Windows, using Unix, Linux, Solaris, other operating systems. No issues. Mac OS also. Any operating system it can be worked. So it's a platform, cross-platform or platform independent. And Python programs are portable in nature. So portability is there. What is the meaning of portability? That means we can migrate from one platform to another platform because Python programs are portable. So we can migrate from one platform to another platform very easily. Even if you shift from one platform to another platform, whatever you have written a code in previous platform, what output, what exact result you get, then same result also you will expect in other platform. Result will not be changed. Okay. So this is another feature. And Python is completely dynamically typed as we discussed in the above statements, dynamically typed. So what is the advantage of dynamically typed? As a programmer, we are not required to declare type of variable while at the time of declaration. Whenever we assign the value to our variable, based on that value only, data type will be allocated automatically internally by Python. But in other languages that are statically typed as we discussed, so you must and should declare a data type also at the time of declaration of variable. Okay, yes. And Python is having huge standard library. It is very, very important. Huge standard library. It's having huge standard library. Once we install Python software into our computer, then it's come with a lot of library stuff. So it's having huge collection of libraries. It depends on application type, what application you are going to prepare. That application library you have to use directly without re-implementing, without writing code from scratch. So it is having completely built-in libraries. Being a programmer, we can use that libraries directly, and we are not responsible to implement the functionality of a particular kind of application. It's already there. Okay. So these are the basic and important features. The features of Python and what is Python and why Python, what kind of applications we can develop using Python, we discuss clearly. This is just the basic things. Okay, yes. Coming to the versions, sir, which version we are going to discuss in our sessions? So to know about versions, okay, there are different versions are there. It's not matter. You need not remember all the versions numbers also. The first version is 0.9.0 and later 1.x, 2.x, 3.x. So there are a lot of subversions are there. 1, 2, 3. We are right now under 3 version. That version also latest version 3.9.5. This is the latest version of Python. So to know that versions, okay. So just let me open my documentation just for showing that what are the versions are available. But you need not to concentrate on more versions. Okay, it's difficult to remember also. Just main version you can mind it. So look at here. Here there are so many versions are there in my documentation. Lot of versions are there. Versions list. See here, 0.9.0 is the main version which was in 1991, and 1.0, 2.0, 3.0. So lot of subversions are there here. Every 1 month and after, regularly 1 month and 2 months after, so Python programmers will release the new version only. That is, right now we are in 3.9.5 version. But how do you know, sir, what is the latest version? It's simply, I strongly recommend to visit a website, official website, or else just go to Google and type download Python. Okay, it's very simple. And once you click on download Python, there is an official website, python.org is available. Okay, python.org. Once you click on python.org, you will be able to know that clearly. Download Python 3.9.5. It's very simple to download and install. Okay, so this is I'm downloading here. And for Windows only, you can see Linux or Unix, Mac OS, and other operating systems also. It's a cross-platform. So let's click on download. Immediately, within less than 1 minute of time, you'll get this executable file. Okay, this is the first step you have to do for working with Python. No matter after this what editor you are going to use for your application development. Okay, strictly remember, if you want to start writing Python program, this is the first step you have to do. After completion of this step, download and install. Okay, I'll show you installation steps also, don't worry. Yeah, okay, so download and install. Once you download this Python 3.9.5 software, okay, we have a downloadable file. You just observe here. Okay, you can see this, go to downloads and Python 3.9.5 is available. But look at here, already in my computer I have a software, so let it be uninstalled quickly. Okay, for you I would like to uninstall, then I will show you how to do installation step. So for uninstall already existing software in my computer, let's go to control panel and uninstall program, and just quickly I am doing an installation. Okay, so it's very simple to uninstall, and installation also simple. So you can see Python 3.9.5 there. Let's do an installation quickly. I'll do that, and I'll try to reinstall again, because we have to know as a programmer clear steps, what things need to be required to activate or deactivate something. So once you know the clarity of installation of Python, so later writing program is very simple. Okay, it's not a matter. So let it be uninstalled now. So first important thing is you should download Python software latest version from python.org website. It's completely free, and after that you have to install it. Okay, so as soon as when we install successfully, you will get a default editor. You know, editor is one kind of software. Like for example, consider C programmers will use editor called turboc or notepad or notepad plus plus, any editor, and Java programmers will use NetBeans, EditPlus, Eclipse, MyEclipse, and so on. Same .NET programmers will use editors like Visual Studio. Same Python programmer, as a Python programmer, you should use a proper editor. Okay, yes, what is the default editor you will get once you install successfully Python software means IDLE editor will get. Okay, default editor is IDLE. IDLE stands for Integrated Development Learning Environment. It stands for what? Integrated Development Learning Environment. This is the default editor you will get once you download and install Python software. Now you can see uninstall was successful, and there is one more thing is also there, that is Python launcher. Let me uninstall that also. Yes, once I install that, now you can see my computer don't have Python software right now. But how do you know whether in your computer Python is there already or not? Let's check it by going run command and just cmd. Now we are into command prompt. To check Python version, just Python space hyphen hyphen version. If I have a Python software, then it will give a result called version number. If I don't have any Python software right now, I just uninstall. So that's what Python is not recognized. It's showing in my computer. To install it again, what can I do? Says I have downloaded just now. Let's go to download folder. Look at here. This is ready to install. How do installs are? Just double click on this Python 3.9.5. That's it. And look at here. This is very important. I strongly recommend to click on install now, but before going to continue with install now option, okay, so you have to select this checkbox. What is this? Add Python 3.9 to path. Compulsory how to activate this checkbox. Okay, so what is happening, sir, if I what's going to happen if I not activated? Nothing will happen. Later you have to do path setting again, okay, manually. But if I activate this checkbox, automatically the path is going to set to our operating system. Okay, yes, after activating this checkbox and just click on install now, then it will ask you to allow changes in your device. Yes, I am doing. So it's simple. Installation is doing now. Okay, so it's also it will also not take much more time. It's hardly 1 or 2 minutes of time to make Python software installation and downloading all those things. That's free software it is. And after successful installation, I'll go to command prompt and then I'll check it. Okay, version. If we check version, then it will give version. If it will give version, then that means your computer is having Python software already installed. Okay, let me check once. And even I'll open IDLE software also. Just basic script I'll write and show how to write that. But there are different ways to write Python script and execute. I'll show you clearly how many ways are there to write Python script and execute, what are the possible ways, and even in our session, what way I'm going to explain all the topics, which editor through I'm going to explain means PyCharm editor. PyCharm is the best editor for Python beginners. Okay, so I'll make you set up complete PyCharm also. I'll show you step-by-step installation. Don't worry that. So let it be installed Python 3.9.5. One successful message, then we'll go through ideally software. And before that, I will check which version is installed, whether it is correct or not. Okay. Yes. So this is the installation step. It's very simple. It takes time. Yes, it's ready to close. Yeah, setup was successfully done. And just close this window and close this all windows. Now let's flip to command prompt once. And I'm checking Python space hyphen version. Okay. Yes, Python space hyphen version. Once I execute, now you can see Python 3.9.5 is available. So that means you have a Python software right now. As we discussed, when we download and install Python software for the first time, then what editor will come ideally. So how do we enter into ideally software start? Okay, so go to search and type IDLE. So you'll be able to notice this IDLE of Python. As soon as when we click on it, so you'll be able to get some interactive shell or interactive window. So this is an interactive window, sir. Here only how to type the program. Okay, so this is one of the basic way to type a program using Python. Okay, so interactive window is showing that some commands like help command, copyright and credits and license information. If you want, you can check it. Suppose I want to check copyright information, just copyright, you can type and press enter. And if you want to go for license information, this is not required, just for showing that license information will get. And if you want to exit from this interactive window, okay, so you'll be able to see that in the bottom corner quit option is there. Let me show you quit option. Here it is there, quit option. Press Q, so automatically you will be able to quit. And here onwards you can write any Python program like hello. Okay, yes, hello is coming clear, or else let me close it and re-enter again. Yes, ideally software. And this is interactive shell. You can type anything, whatever you want here, then press enter, automatically your output is ready. If I want to type a variable and I want to print a variable, if I want to print a variable, then A. Sir, can't we use print function? Yes, we can use print function also, but actually it's not required to use print function. Only if you type A, automatically it will come. But if you want to know the type of A, you can see type function is required. Type of A is there. So this is what type, integer type. If I try to do 23.4, type of A, what type it is? Float type. And S equals to something, for example, Sai, and what type it is? S, string type only. It's very simple code. So this is interactive shell. Okay, sir, what happens if I give int A equals to 100 or something? As I said that it's a dynamically typed programming language. You need not to specify any data type. If you specify, it will give syntax error. Syntax error like invalid syntax is there. Understand? So this is what interactive shell like this. So if you want to continue with this interactive shell, you can continue, no issues at all. But in our class, I will discuss complete Python programming and also Django programming for web application using PyCharm editor. So PyCharm editor is required to install? Yes, compulsory. So once you install Python software, and you will get only default editor called IDLE. Okay. So once if you get IDLE, then you can write code in using IDLE only, not PyCharm. PyCharm, I'll show you in tomorrow's session clearly how to download and install. And meanwhile, you can also write code in Notepad. Suppose you can see this once you have a Python software. I'm just opening Notepad. And now you can see just Python code I'm writing A plus B, that's it. Or else we can go for script sum is A plus B I'm doing. Do you think is this Python code right now? Right now it's not. Okay, I have to save. So this script I have to save with what extension? .py extension. Once if we save with the .py extension, then it will become a Python file. Let's try to save this. Click on file menu and click on save. And I'm just choosing my desktop. I want to save here. I'm saving with file name called sample and .py is extension must and should. Once I click on save, then automatically you can see this your file is ready to execute. The logo is also clearly available here. This is Python script, already available script. So how do I execute this sample.py file? There are two options are there. Option number one, you have already ideally software. Just open ideally software. As soon as when we open ideally software, you will prompt to interactive window. But I don't want to write in this interactive window because already I have predefined Python file with me. So that I want to open. To open that, file menu and just open. Click on open. Even if you want to create a new file also, you can create, no issues with that. But I would like to open an existing file. Click on open, and where is your file in desktop? And select this sample and just click on open, and automatically what code you have written, what script you have written in Notepad, that's opening here also. And just click on run menu and run module, or else from your keyboard F5 shortcut key. That's it. You got output clear. This is one option. And you have other option to execute already available file. That option is through command prompt. So let's go to run and type cmd, and we enter into command prompt. But where is your Python script file? In desktop? So I have to change the directory cd space desktop. Cd means change directory, and press enter. Now we are into desktop, and I need to execute this sample file. This sample file is what type of file? Python file. How do you convey to your operating system? I am just executing Python file, means you should say Python space and your file name sample dot and py. That's all. Python space sample dot py, your file name. Then press enter. You got the result. Sum is 30. Or else you have other option like no need to type Python completely. A new command, that is py, also it's work out. Py space sample dot py. That's it. Sum is 30. It's coming. Okay. So write code in Notepad and save with the .py, and that file, Python file, you can run through command prompt or run through ideally also. No issues at all. Okay. So these are the basic environment, ideally software, but don't expect complete code. I'm just going to write in using ideally only. So I'm going to explain total Python core and advanced Python along with Django web application development. I'll work with PyCharm editor only. So what is PyCharm editor? How, what are the benefits are there? How to download PyCharm editor and install it? Tomorrow session I'll give clear picture, and from there onwards I'll keep on writing programs in PyCharm editor only. Okay. As of now, today you just try to install this Python software and make ready Python setup first. Then tomorrow anyway we'll discuss how to download PyCharm editor and installation. And you can also download and install PyCharm editor, and we can go through PyCharm editor. Okay, so this is what simple software setup and just basic introduction only covered. This is what is Python and why Python, what kind of applications we can develop using Python, and what are the versions. Okay, yes. Now you are done. So you just ask whatever you want, and you can type your questions in the chat box, and I'm ready to give answers to all. Okay. So once again, I'm telling you, these sessions are pure core and advanced Python as well as Django sessions. And first 45 days, I'm going to cover Python, complete Python core and advanced. And next 45 days, I'll start with Django applications with all UI technologies. Okay. Can management send these notes to my? Yeah. Not only management. I'm going to send every day complete material and along with the videos recording also. Don't worry that. Okay. So after completion of college, yeah, I'll teach HTML and CSS, JavaScript basics, how much it is required for Django applications, not complete UI technologies. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6 sessions I'll take for this all UI technologies basics, how much it's required for Django application development, not in detail HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Yes. Yeah. Complete documentation is there with me, not only today's session. Once you registered with us, I'll send complete Python core and advanced Python documentation. But videos, daily basis, it will come, because whatever I'm going to, whatever I'll teach today, then that video, it will be take time to record, okay, process. After 1 hour, I'll send that recorded video to your Google Drive. But not now. Once your registration process should be complete with us, then only I'll start sending all material and videos. Undoubtedly, Yes, Mr. Alok, for DevOps, compulsory Python is required. So many students also will be, are going to be take the classes. Those who wants to work DevOps, undoubtedly. Yes, completely. Web application development purpose, you should take package like along with Python and Django course. Django is for web application development. Even if you want to develop website, web applications, Python script is required. It's a lot of useful. Yeah. Next, JavaScript is same like no. Undoubtedly, it's wrong, sir. Java is different and JavaScript is different. JavaScript is a client side technology and it's a validation purpose. Okay, Java is completely different. It's a complete programming language. The name is Java is there, but it's not same as Java. JavaScript is different and Java is different. Java is purely programming language. JavaScript is just client side web technology for making functionality our HTML pages. Yeah, any questions? Yes. Python is front end or back end? Yes, we can use both backend, both front end and back end. Why? Because Python programming language is backend scripting language for Django. When we are going to deal with Django, then Python programming language will be act as a front end, back end. Because behind the scenes you have to write logic. And back end is nothing but generally that is what we can say other database SQL Server or Oracle. So where we can store the data, that is also backend we can say. But for in the part of Django, Python will act as a backend because behind the scenes you have to write logic code. Front end means like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, UI technologies. Object-oriented programming. What is object-oriented? So we are going to deal with our code with objects and classes for more security. So we'll discuss in detail after completion of core and functional oriented. Object oriented will start. If we go for object oriented, we'll provide more security our core. Difference between full stack and web development. Full stack means complete total UI technologies, Django and Python. That is full stack. So once you learn Python and Django, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, Bootstrap, everything, then you will become a full stack developer. Means you will develop website and you will write script for website. Okay. Yes, you will get certificates also, sir, after completion of that. Yes. Next, what question? Undoubtedly, it's enough to get a job. Yes, all types of databases. Also, it's MySQL, Microsoft SQL Server, Oracle also it will support. But while working with Django, I'm going to teach you built-in database like SQLite, also MySQL also. MySQL connectivity I'll show you. And even Microsoft SQL Server also I'll show how to connect with that. All types of database it will support. Why not? Any question? Actually, I'm working as a Oracle DBA. It's possible to make myself as a developer. Undoubtedly, you should learn programming language like Python. You will become a developer. What's the starting package? I'm not getting. Your question is not clear for me. Can you repeat, Mr. Sanjay? Your question is not clear for me. What's the difference between SQL and MySQL? See, SQL, MySQL, Oracle, okay, Postgres, SQLite, all these database tools only. But all are going to be managed with the database only. But according to their product, MySQL is a different product, SQL is a different product. SQL is a language, query language. If you go for MySQL or Microsoft SQL or Oracle or any other database, SQL is a common language for database management. Okay, but every product is having different syntax and rules. Oracle is completely, that is corporation is different. Microsoft related database corporation is different. According to their needs, they have their own scenario. But common scenario for all is SQL, structured query language, to send request to the database to get the data and to pull the data, all those things. MySQL is one type of database. Oracle is one type of database. Based on your requirements, you can use any database.
Hi sir, just
Yeah.
I have one query.
Tell me.
So for the Python, I am new to the programming language. I am from MCOM background, but I thought to learn I wanted to go on the programming side. So
Hmm.
shall I go and start directly Python from the basics? There is no problem, right?
Undoubtedly.
No need of
Yes,
C
yes,
and all.
yes, yes. You are asking good question, no doubt at all. No need of learning C, C++. You can choose your first programming language in your career, that is Python. Undoubtedly, you will be successful. No need to worry.
Okay,
Because it's
thank
very
you.
simple. And clean, yes. Mr. Narsimha, I can't go for that one because if you join late, so this video will be posted in our YouTube channel. You can go through it. Okay. Anyway, once you registered with us, you will get this video recording also. That's fine. First one or two basic sessions our Durgasoft people will post in YouTube channel. So go through that. And any more question from your side, sir? Yes. It's time to leave. And thanks for attending all, guys. Daily class timing will be same. Will never change. 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Okay. First 45 days Python and then after 45 days Django. If you want join only for Python, you can take Django course or only Python course. Both package, also you can take both package also, no issues at all. So that details will share our people, okay, Durgasoft people will share to you through mail, so you can decide it. Yeah. Uh, any question? Yeah, no questions from your side. So that's all for today, sir. Have a nice time. So thanks for attending this session. Actually, yesterday only I have started. Unfortunately, after starting of session 10 minutes, then due to power issues, we are unable to continue the session. So that's what we started officially today. So sorry for the inconvenience. Okay, yeah. So we'll continue in tomorrow. Tomorrow also I have a session. I'll take complete the PyCharm installation steps and we'll start slowly a little bit of programming. Yes. Have a nice time. See you tomorrow at same time on same link.